Well, as I said, for indices, I use the most explosive trading strategy for indices. And this is the one. I've outlined everything in this playbook. It is in the description below. Everything is outlined. And I gave all the criteria that you will need. For example, if we go to page 34 here, you will see I gave all the steps that needs to be followed. Explosive index trading strategy. You look for trap volume before the session. And I said some days you're not going to be able to identify trap volume before the session. You wait for the equity time. This one is very important for indices. You wait for the New York session to open. Now we already know that United States have employed what they call daylight savings. So they've added an hour. So now, of course, the New York session opens 1 hour later as it used to, up until March. And then criteria number 3, you want to identify trap volume during the session. This is where we use a chart pattern, hence I specifically mentioned it here. And even here I gave an explanation that trap volume, and then when the session opens they give a pattern. All right, after the pattern we want to see an evidence candle. This is the big candle that breaks out, and then obviously you want to enter. Initially I said you can target 50, but now prices are too volatile and mostly they can go up to 500 points in a single day because they are highly volatile. All right, so you also have to ask yourself, what type of trend do you see? Just because I haven't spoken about the strategy for a long time doesn't mean I'm not using it. I told you I spent a year or more on one thing, then I moved to something even more advanced, which is not an omission but mostly an addition. This one I still use it as it is. Let's go to the chart and look at this one. Well, as I said, this one happens almost every single day. Right, almost every single day. And the good thing is mostly they're gonna move during the New York session. Hence here I've highlighted the New York session. So I said on the strategy we go to a 1 minute time frame. All right, so I'm just gonna do it and switch to a 1 minute time frame, and then we will be looking at Friday. All right, which was yesterday. If you look at this, prices just started trending all the way down. So who was trapped? We don't know. All right, because usually they trapped between the high and the closing price, so they just went all the way down heavily, explosively, right? So we were not in a trend, neither did we know who was trapped. So I said it's okay, some days you won't see the trend. The trend is very important in case it's there. Then you have to pay close attention to it because it gives more information and you can take the strategy based on the trend, because even on this playbook I explain different kind of trends which also can be traded as their own separate strategies. But it's important to understand so that you don't go against an explosive trend. And now I said what, we wait for the session to open. Right, so this is where the session opened. Once the session opened, what did we say? We wait for a chart pattern. So this one on a 1 minute, it's very important to wait for a chart pattern. This happens almost every day. Okay, so I gave all the patterns honestly in the playbook again. Okay, so here when the session started we saw a triangle, right? We saw a triangle. Okay, and we did say that mostly Friday you can hold till the close. Why? Because most of the days Friday they go in one direction. There's no need to counter trend once they give you an opportunity. Okay, so look at this, they broke out. I said we look at specific times. We want to take the breakout at specific times, and this is what I said. Okay, if this is a watch, okay, obviously we have 00 here, which is o'clock, and we have 30 here. Okay, so we want to take it probably 10 minutes before to 10 minutes after, 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after. But the point or the time which is more suitable for us is exactly when it's at 30 or exactly when it's at o'clock. Okay, but we said we are fine from 20 past all the way to 22, and we are fine from 10 to all the way to 10 past. So if they give us an evidence candle, which is the biggest candle that breaks out at any of these times, we are okay to take it from here all the way to here. Okay, it's all outlined in the book. I know most of you have it, but because people are constantly looking for new things, they forget what they have. This thing happens almost every single day as we have outlined it. So based on the times, we want to take it when it's at 30 or o'clock. So this one broke out, but I repeat, but the most important thing with this breakout was it happened before. So if we bring this one here, look at the times, there was no evidence candle to begin with. This is not an evidence candle because it did not break out. Okay, it is the big candle. If this candle was the breakout candle, we would have been satisfied, but again, it wouldn't have been on the right time because it's only 16 pause. Okay, so they broke out. We said when they broke out before, or if they break out without an evidence candle, what do? We do nothing. We just hold and hold and hold. Okay, I mean, keep waiting. That's what I mean, hold. We keep waiting, and all of a sudden they did what? They went down, and they obviously gave us an evidence candle, an engulfing candle. I mean, okay, the evidence candle is for when they break out, but now they gave us a breakout candle. Look at this candle engulfs this entire candle, and when we look at the time now, this time is 26. So I said, based on the watch, we are fine from 20 pause to 22. And we are fine from 10 to 20 pause. So this is the perfect time and the perfect candle, and it's inside the EMA. You see, this is what we execute, and we put our stops below because now they are so volatile. The best thing is to divide the size in half because you are barely gonna find the right candle which is less than 40 or 50 points. Why? Because they are too volatile right now. Okay, very volatile. So if our target was 100, this time around we can target times 200. Okay, and I said if it's something like this, of course you can target 200 because we said yes, we can target 100. But look at this actually went over 400 points. Okay, why? Because they are super volatile. So if you were targeting 200 on this one, you were so good. The explosive strategy happens almost every day. Just go back in your charts, you'll see almost every day. But unfortunately, most people have forgotten about it because I've shared it some times ago. Guys, everything I documented in that book is happening almost every single day. Everything I documented happens almost every single day. You see, so this is the explosive strategy. This is what we said. I know somebody will want to take it down. Look, if you want to take it down, let me show you something very, very important. Because I know somebody will say, but this is in a downtrend, I want to take it down. I told you with the explosive one, it's not merely based on the directional bias. No, because this one is quickly in and out. But again, if you were trying to base it on directional biasness, it's still okay. Look at this. You see, we have this perfect wedge that has been happening for a long period of time because yes, a long period of time. You see, some days they'll just piece through, it's okay. So this is the wedge they've been following. When you take the bodies, because I told you I love the bodies, body here, and then here it touched with a pin. Yes, it went through, but these are the bodies. So I took where most of the bodies touch. Look, we were on this lower line. Do you think it's a coincidence that every time they respect this line? No, there's a lot of selling orders here. There's a lot of buying orders. But for this one, we don't usually use the directional bias. But I'm just saying, some people will say, but it was going down, it was bearish. How can we take it when it's bearish? No, it wasn't really bearish because if you look at a daily time frame, of which I've opened now, you can see that we were at a critical area. This is a critical area, and even if they are bounced here, it's okay. We are not surprised as to why it bounced because this is where there is a lot of pressure pushing prices upwards, you see. And for the NAS, unfortunately, it wasn't this was the best one because you still have to compare them and take the best one. For the NAS, it just gave one super big candle and it never came back. Okay, but again, if you look at it, it was just here. I'm not going to explain it so that you can go and look at it yourself, and this is how you're going to even get to know more. You see, look at this 400 points giveaway, dead giveaway. Using what? Using the explosive index strategy that we shared. Everything as documented in the book. The patterns I've given you, everything you need I've given you. And the playbook has a strategy for currencies, for indices. Like, you are covered. I don't know why most people still find it hard when everything is right in front of them. One thing you have to know is it's not going to change in one day. It's going to take time and error. But every time you become better, every time you make a mistake, you're just one step away from becoming the best, because every mistake you make takes you to where you want to be. Okay, that's all. People are gonna keep searching for better strategies, this and this and this, and after 10 years you realize you're still in one circle searching for a better one. But everything you need I've given. Okay, so all the information that is needed, it's provided, and I'm glad it's all there in front of everybody. I appreciate all of you. Have a beautiful night. Thank you.